Prairie View A&M the other night. The Hawaii Hilo Vulcans coming in 3-4, already having started Pac-West Conference play. They are 2-0 for the first time since the 2010-2011 season in league. The Hawaiian Tel FCU starting lineups scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Hawaii comes out with an alley-oop play. Mike Thomas unable to finish the deal, but they'll reset here on the opening possession. Manoa and Hilo.
And Hilo's out in that zone.
And they force a turnover. There was a lot of that the other night against the Panthers. In fact, Prairie View A&M, they stole the ball 12 times compared to 0 for Hawaii. It was the first time since 1990 that the Rainbow Warriors had not recorded a single steal in a ball game.
Yeah, that's hard to do. Play a game and not get at least one steal.
Ryler Callahan, top scorer on the team, wearing number 3, averaging 17 a game. Here's Randon Baranobis. He's a Hawaii product. Hard drive, some contact there, no whistle. And so Hawaii clears it.
You like the move by Baranobis.
Open look for Leland Green. And again, sails long. The 3 ball just not falling here so far this season for Leland Green. Candid at a 44% clip from outside the arc during Big West Conference play last season. Entering this game shooting just 27%. Meanwhile, Callahan trying a 3 from the left corner off the mark. So the Rainbows control.
Hilo is in this zone.
Drew Buggs trying to get the scoring started. That off the heel, and we're still scoreless a little over a minute and a half in.
The Rainbows have not attacked that zone.
And we'll have a whistle defensively against Hawaii. So 2 teams, a little chilly here on this Saturday night in Manoa as Mike Thomas picks up his first. Both teams combining to go 0 for their first 5 attempts from the floor.
Mike Thomas with 1 foul and less than 2 minutes gone in the ball game goes to take a seat after picking up that foul. Jack Purchase in for him.
In comes Purchase. Mike Thomas, Hawaii's leading scorer and rebounder, as you mentioned, to the bench. Here's TREY Ingram with the drive. Had a look, but it's cleared by Sharif Dramé, who brings it up the floor for Hawaii. And a foul against Ingram, perhaps a little frustrated there. 6'1" senior from Scottsdale, Arizona, picking up his first. And there's a look at G.E. Coleman in his 5th year as head coach for the Vulcans. Former assistant at Central Washington, was known to be an offensive mind, running one of the top offenses in all of Division II. Here's Gibson Johnson missing from point-blank range. And there's a lid on these rims right now. Combined 0 for 7. These 2 teams so far. Here's a 3 ball by Eric Watry, the 3rd. Unable to hit. Baranobis now with it up top. And Ingram will reset. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Here's Callahan, little show and go. Got the defender up, couldn't hit the jumper. Rebound off to Gib Johnson. Make it 0 for 9 combined, these 2 teams.
This is going to be first team scores wins. my.
Well, Hawaii's experienced droughts like this here recently as Jack Purchase misses badly from about 17 feet.
That wasn't a 3 right there.
The Rainbow Warriors had 2 droughts in that game against Prairie View A&M, as it'll belong to Hawaii out of bounds. One to close the first half that lasted over 6 minutes, and then another field goal drought. Now, field goal drought, not scoring drought, field goal drought of over 12 minutes in half number 2.
Yeah, that's hard to do as well.
That was quite the anomaly the other night. Ball swinging around the arc. It's Buggs getting baseline. That one doesn't go. Tapped out near midcourt, and Dramé wins the sprint. 0 for 11 now. Combined. Here's Green up in front of the rim. That doesn't go. Gets it back. And steps on the baseline. It belongs to the Vulcans. We played 3.5 minutes and we are scoreless here at the SSC.
I was joking when I said first team that scores wins, but at this point, can we reset this and start over again? Both teams are battling, though. You like the effort by both teams.
You're seeing a lot of defensive effort. You're right. Here's Watry. Picks up his dribble. Back backdoor cut here by Ingram. Fadeaway shot off the heel, tapped out of bounds, and it stays here with the team in red. 16:06 left to play in the opening half. Both teams are combined 0 for 13 from the floor with 3 turnovers.
0 for 13.
Here's Callahan getting to the elbow. The floater well short.
An air ball for a floater.
Well, if anybody's selling buckets, we got a couple of teams buying right now. Here's Johnson. Gets it up top to Dramé. Can he start the scoring? Yes, he can. Call it the icebreaker. Almost 4.5 minutes in.
Sharif says, why you just pass the ball to me in the first place? Yeah?
Here's Baranobis inside the arc. Rebound Johnson. Green weaving his way to the hoop, and a foul on the floor. It'll be before the shot. Well, it took a while, but Sharif Dramé finally got the scoring started. 4 minutes and 20 seconds in. 3-0 Manoa. 3-0 Manoa in this intrastate battle against the Vulcans of Hilo. First bucket didn't come until 4 minutes and 20 seconds into it. A 3-ball by Sharif Dramé. Hilo so far 0 for 8 from the floor. A lot of clang noises early here in Manoa. Here's Dramé, this time inside the arc. Got the friendly bounce. So it's Sharif Dramé 5, everybody else 0 right now at the Stan Sheriff Center.
Player of the game.
He's the front runner, you got to say it.
Hey.
Hilo, a team averaging 76 points per. There's a drive by Ingram, off-balance shot. That one off the mark. Rebound batted around and finally corralled by Jack Purchase. Dramé will try another 3. That one off the front of the rim, and Baranobis taps it to himself. 6'3" senior from Hilo High.
He's a battler. He will play as hard as possible.
Transferred a couple of seasons ago from Santa Rosa Junior College. Where does the offense come from for the Vulcans? That's the question as Ingram loses it out of bounds. G.E. Coleman, you know, he has put together here at Hilo really strong offensive teams each and every season. But they lost one of their big guns, as you see Brock Steptoe coming onto the floor along with Samuta Avea, the true freshman out of Kahuku. But last year, Hilo had the benefit of Parker Ferris, who set a program record averaging 23.3 points per game. Also set the single game mark with 47 points in their season finale against Dominican University. But he's no longer there, so they're still trying to figure out exactly who's going to take on the brunt of the scoring, as you see Jack Purchase finishing underneath. That's an advantage for Manoa tonight, is it not?
Oh, no question about it. If they work the ball and pass the ball and get good positioning and screen the defender out in that zone, they will dominate on the inside.
Hilo 0 for 9 with 2 turnovers so far. Baranobis, good pump to get Avea out of the way. Can't hit the jumper, though. We'll have a whistle on the rebound, and this is going to go against the team in white. Good battle underneath by that guy right there, Devin Johnson, 6'7" junior from Battleground, Washington. Foul called against Ito Fleischer, his first. Here's Callahan. Hands it off to Baranobis. They go in low to Denham Brook. Transfer from BYU Hawaii. Now Baranobis trying to find Johnson on the other side. It'll be a hoist by Ingram. 3 up, 3 down. And the Vulcans are on the board at the 13-minute mark.
The game is close, that's for sure. And if you're Hilo, that's what you want to do. Continue to play battle close.
And Purchase got that one slapped off the glass by Brook. Brook running up the floor. down low, gets the jump hook to go. The 6'8" junior from Auckland, New Zealand, transferred from BYU Hawaii after that athletic program was shut down at the conclusion of last year. A good scoop there for G.E. Coleman, and right now it's a 2-point ball game as Fleischer gets fouled underneath. Pretty ball movement that time by Manoa, and Fleischer will get 2 free throws. Here's another look at the Hilo D.
Good block. Hilo was off and running.
Baranobis picking up that foul. Little 5-0 burst for the Vulcans, but Ido Fleischer looking to do something about it. He's averaging just under 3 points and 3 rebounds a game. This will be his 11th and 12th free throw attempts of the season, and he's off the mark. Now, we saw a Hawaii team that has made it somewhat adventurous at the charity stripe so far this season. We saw them lock it down the other night against Prairie View A&M. They took a season-high 38 free throws, hit a season-high 31 of them, and that's quite a turnaround based on what we saw in the previous games.
And it was needed in that ball game because they went through those droughts of not scoring a field goal, so they shot the ball real well from the free throw line in that ball game.
Almost 50 fouls called in that game as Ingram misses everything. Somehow it gets to Brook, though. He goes up, bounces out. Purchase may have gotten a piece, and now Samuta Avea out of the pack with it. How hard is it on a night like that, where so many fouls are called, so many whistles are blown, to get any kind of flow or rhythm? Here's Steptoe for 3. Got it.
Yeah, Brock was shooting the ball before the game tonight, and he was knocking down shot after shot after shot. And I said, your stroke is looking good. He said, I feel good. And it's nice to hear when you got a confident guy that's starting to shoot the ball with absolute confidence. There's something special about his game.
Johnson sends that one over the rim. Steptoe, who had 16 the other night against the Panthers. In fact, he scored double digits in 5 of the last 6 games for Hawaii. There's a turnover by the Vulcans. And Steptoe looking to pull the throttle a little bit. Purchase lines up a 3 and misses it all. Jack Purchase, 6 of 37 from downtown this season. We'll take a break. You look in the archives, and you would probably choose his headshot. You know how the players do the headshot? That's one of the most intimidating that you've ever seen on this campus. Here's Cameron Howell, who just checked in moments ago. In low to Brook, working against Mike Thomas. A nice move by Denham Brook.
He just kind of bullied Mike Thomas that time.
He's 4th on the team, averaging 10 a game. 4 players for the Vulcans averaging double figures coming into this game. And it's an 11-7 lead for the Rainbow Warriors. We've almost played 10 minutes. How surprised are you at the score? Whether it's the margin or the point total to this point as Mike Thomas gets the whistle.
That both teams came out and didn't perform better in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the ball game. I expected it to be a competitive ball game because I think anytime you play up, in Hilo's case, you're trying to prove something. And for UH Manoa, as hard as it is to talk about maintaining a certain level, they realize that Hilo is not a D1 program, and they have to fight through that and get into it and start playing harder.
Devin Johnson picking up that last foul, and Mike Thomas going 0 for 2 from the free throw line. And you talk about the belief, right? Not a lot of people perhaps giving the Vulcans a chance here in this interdivision matchup. But the Vulcans maybe believe as Ingram steps inside the arc and knocks down the J. And the longer this goes as a tightly contested ball game, the greater and more affirmed that belief becomes.
No question. Remember, Hilo's coming off of a couple big wins against ranked teams that they start to believe that they are a good ball club, and you never know what can happen.
That's a turnover. 3rd turnover for the Bows. And a chance to tie or take the lead here. A little over 10 minutes into the first half for the Vulcans. Here's Callahan, the senior. Leads the team in scoring and assists, but it's Brook trying to take Thomas off the dribble. And he lost his balance and walked with it. Gotta love the chutzpah of Denham Brook, though.
He's gonna take it. He has no fear.
And Drew Buggs comes back into the game. Coming off of his best 2 performances this season, had 14 points on the road in Salt Lake City against the Utes of Utah, and then a season-high 17 the other night against Prairie View A&M. In fact, he and Brock Steptoe, who are on the floor at the same time at the moment, they combined for 33 points. And there is a turnover, miscommunication between Steptoe and Thomas. It's Brook tearing to the hoop, misses the lay-in. And we'll have a foul against Johnson, a little overzealous in going for that offensive board.
Yeah, Devin Johnson comes over the back. You like the aggressive play, though, of Brook going hard to the basket. And Kanoa, you're absolutely correct. The longer this game goes, the longer this first half goes, and as close as it is, the Vulcans are going to start to really believe that they can compete with Manoa.
Mike Thomas grabbing his younger bro's miss and then follows it up. Showing some grit right there underneath the rim, Mike Thomas.
Well, Mike Thomas very strong. He is the one guy on the inside that is a difference for the Rainbow Warriors, that's for sure.
Coming off of his 4th career double-double the other night against the Panthers. Went for 14 and 11 in that one. Here's Callahan pulling up for 3. Thomas flying in for the board, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Baranobis. Much to the chagrin of the Vulcans, but here's another look at Mike Thomas finishing strong.
Gets the ball blocked the first time and then just hangs with it. And you like the effort by Mike Thomas.
So these two teams not exactly percolating offensively as Drew Buggs gets the feed from Thomas on the backdoor. That'll help a little bit, but prior to that, Hawaii shooting under 30% from the field. Hilo at 21% at the moment.
You like the cut by Buggs and the delivery of a pass by Mike Thomas.
Baranobis thought about it, passed it up. Five seconds to shoot. Someone's got to put it up. Here's Ingram. He's not shy. He lets it fly. Got a piece of the rim. And cleared by Brandon Thomas. Mike Thomas able to work it against Brook. And G.E. Coleman decides to call a timeout. Little 6-0 burst for the guys in white. And a 17-9 advantage for Manoa with 7:15 left to play in the first half. We'll take a break as well. Mike Thomas starting to assert himself in the post area. For shooting, we mentioned transfer from BYU Hawaii. Spent a little time there on the North Shore. In fact, played for a spell at Kahuku. Was on the same team as Samuta Avea when Avea was an underclassman over there. So he's very familiar with the North Shore. Samuta Avea able to lead the Red Raiders along with one of his teammates, Josiah Villa, who is also a Hawaii commit, serving a church mission for the next couple of years. Able to earn Kahuku its first ever state championship last year. Extremely impressive team with the likes of Daniel Fotu and company as well.
Yes, it was.
Here's Baranobis with 1 to shoot. Got it to go. You like his game.
I like him. I just like him as a player. I like him. I coached him for a couple years in the summer league, and he is just the ultimate competitor and just a joy to coach.
Played for 3 years under Jason Mandaquit at Hilo High, I should say. And one of the older players bounced around a little bit, so he's 24 years old. Here's Thomas. Nice drop-off by Brock Steptoe.
Well, Brock is the man. Like I said, the maestro. When he comes in the ball game, good things happen. And nice assist to Mike Thomas. And Mike is showing that he is a legit Division I post guy, a big guy. He's making things happen.
And that pass deflected away by Gibson Johnson. A little 8-2 run here for Manoa, and they're starting to find their traction. Bounce pass to Johnson. He got blocked but fouled by Ryler Callahan.
And I love the pass by Drew Buggs. He saw the play develop, and he delivered the ball. As you watch this nice bounce pass from Brock Steptoe to Mike Thomas. But then watch Drew Buggs. He sees the bounce pass way before that, gives it up to Gibson Johnson. who will now get 2 free throws.
Johnson gets the friendly roll on the first. But those are consecutive plays by your 2 primary point guards who are sharing the floor once again. And that's becoming a bit more of a trend across the national landscape in college basketball. How much do you like the idea of having 2 point guards on the floor at the same time?
I love it. I have never been in love with you play 1, you play 2. If you got 2 guards, both of them should be able to handle the ball and be able to go down the floor and make things happen. I think that is a real positive for the Rainbow Warriors.
Hawaii now up by 10. Baranovas driving baseline. Kicks it into the deep corner. Long cross-court pass now goes to Callahan, working against Drame. Baranovas step-back shot. Well short. Rebound off to Gib Johnson. Big-time collision there. Thomas falls to the floor. Bodies on the deck. Drame intercepts the outlet pass. And Thomas hits the deck a second time. This time, though, earning his way to the free throw line. And that's going to go against Watry, the 6'3" sophomore from Port Orchard, Washington. And Thomas will shoot free throws. 17 fouls now for Hilo, so Manoa in the bonus. And Mike Thomas with 6 points, 5 rebounds, getting ready to put up a pair from the charity stripe. Redshirted last year after undergoing wrist surgery, and then came out like gangbusters here this season. Was the most outstanding player of the Rainbow Classic to open the season, and a career high 29 points versus North Dakota. Splashes that free throw. They call him the Rock, and for very good reason. In fact, it almost has shared meaning, right? Not just because of his physicality on the floor and his style of play, but because of what he means for this team psychologically.
No question about it. You take him off the floor, the team doesn't have the same identity.
Johnson got the step on the other Johnson, but wasn't able to finish.
You get lay-in attempts, you've got to make sure you finish that.
Nobody contesting Sharif Drame deep in the lane, and Manoa starting to take control here under 5 minutes to go in the first. 14-2 Rainbow Warrior run. Ingram left open. Leaves it short. Bugs almost lost it, got it back and lays it in. And another timeout signaled by G.E. Coleman as the Rainbow Warriors starting to find their footing here at the Stan Sheriff Center. It took a while to score the first bucket of the game. In fact, 4 minutes and 20 seconds before Sharif Drame finally hit a 3 to get it started. It was back and forth quite a bit versus Hawaii's other 4 programs. Of course, now only 3 other college programs because of the now defunct BYU Hawaii athletics program shutting down last year. Only UH losses came against Chaminade in '82, those Merv Lopes years, and Hawaii Pacific in 1985. Callahan, tough shot, got it off in time, doesn't get the bounce. Rebound off the Bugs.
Warriors doing a nice job defensively, making it very difficult on Hilo to get something out of their basic sets. These are desperation shots at the end of the shot clock.
Bugs leaving it up top for Thomas. Tried to go up and under on the other side and got hacked on the arm by Devin Johnson. That will be his 3rd foul. Timeout on the floor.
I'm sure what Coach G.E. Coleman was planning for this effort.
Thomas goes 1 of 2 on that trip to the free throw line. He's 3 of 6 from there tonight. How do you like Manoa's defense here so far in this game?
They've done a nice job defensively.
There's a poke away by Avea. Great hustle play by Baranovas to maintain the possession. He gets the ball on the wing. Extra pass right corner 3 for Howell. Rattles it home. Cameron Howell, the 6'5" junior from Tacoma, Washington, shooting 46% from beyond the property line.
He looked back at the Hawaii bench. Someone said something to him, and he said, "Hey, I got that."
Much needed bucket there for the Vulcans as Bugs gets deep penetration. Gotta like that footwork. And then in transition, they tried to get it ahead to Brook. But Steptoe, one of the guys in the way there. Oh, Johnson unable to handle the pass. Bugs got it back, shoveled to Thomas, up and in. So Hawaii getting a lot of points on scramble-like plays, but a lot of those buckets coming underneath the basket.
Well, it's where they're dominant. They're the bigger team. They're the larger squad, and they're playing to their strength right now.
Here's Ingram, off balance with the smooch off of the glass. Ingram's got a bit of a burst. 6'1" senior from Scottsdale, Arizona, a transfer from St. Martin's University, as Thomas got loose underneath and then rattles the cage.
Good assist by Gibson, Johnson, and the two bigs playing well and exploiting the Vulcans on the inside.
22 of Hawaii's 34 points coming in the paint as Johnson delivers a hard foul to Denham Brook, who had gotten position on him up close to the rim.
Yeah, good assist right here. Mike Thomas going up with an easy basket. Gibson does a real nice job. Sees the double team coming and then just gives it over the shoulder to Mike for a flush. The bigs playing well for Manoa on both ends of the floor.
And Brook to the free throw line. That one goes in and out. And we mentioned that win over Concordia on Monday, 22nd ranked Concordia Division II squad. And in that game, Denham Brook had 18 points and 13 rebounds. So he has been pretty monstrous for this Vulcan squad in his first year with the team, coming over from BYU Hawaii at times. Quite a challenge tonight, obviously, going up against the Division I front court of the Rainbow Warriors. Zigmar's Rimo, by the way, coming in for the first time. 6'7" sophomore, making his 6th appearance of the season. It's another aspect of these interdivision matchups, right, is maybe an opportunity if your starters take care of business for some of the guys a little further down on the bench to see some legit action. Such as this.
Good assist, Zigmar. Rimo scored a basket.
Just his 3rd made field goal of this young season. And a whistle will go against Sharif Drameh.
Nice assist by Drew Bluggs. Threading that pass.
We got Leland Green coming back in for Sharif Drameh. Point lead here for the Rainbow Warriors after a shaky start really on both sides in a game that was tightly contested through the first 10 or 12 minutes. Hawaii has now created some space. That 3 goes down for Mike Golden, the golden touch.
Golden was golden, my goodness.
6'2" senior, he's shooting only 16% from outside the arc, but he was a scorer coming over from Ocean County Junior College. Rimo. And somebody got upended. And that was Baranobis. Scary moment there, but here's Golden. That was deep.
That was very deep. He shot that with absolute confidence, too.
And then here's Baranobis getting caught up top against Rimo and hitting the deck hard. Appears to be okay. She's still shaking out the cobwebs a little bit.
Well, he's shaking that left wrist. It looked like he hurt that wrist. They can ill afford to lose Baranobis because he is such a workhorse for that team. It's a 1-and-1 now. You've got to make the first one to earn the second one. So if you're in red, you want to definitely box out and get that rebound if he misses.
He gets the friendly roll and earns himself another. Raimo, who saw his role increase in Big West Conference play last year, is playing as many as 15 minutes a game during league play. Things have been a little bit more few and far between here so far this season, but that is because of an increased amount of depth in the front court for Hawaii. About a 4-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock as Golden, go figure, knocks it down from about 24 and then sails one that missed by about 2 feet.
Wrong side of the court, man.
4 seconds. Raimo got the loose ball, unable to put it up and in underneath the basket. So we got 0.4 on the clock, and Hawaii will inbound. Hawaii Manoa, that is. Lob pass, it's Thomas, collision, bodies hit the deck, no whistle, and that's how this first half will come to an end. Hawaii able to pick up the pace offensively. They wind up shooting 50%. When they came in to the Stan Sheriff Center last season, their roster was about half the size of what they currently are able to entertain.
Well, these first 5 minutes will tell us if Hilo is going to come back.
Control here to start half number 2. A hard drive by Watry, and Eric Watry III able to smooch it off of the window. And Vulcans strike first.
I like the move to the basket, the attack.
So the scoring getting started much quicker rate here in the second half. Took 4 minutes and 20 seconds in half number 1 for anybody to score. Vulcans do it on their opening possession, and that one batted out of bounds by Brook.
Mike Thomas, having position on the inside, needs to get that basketball. Sharif Dramé, fake the chest pass, throw the bounce pass. Mike is there.
Gibson Johnson deep position against Brook, has to relocate it up top. Bugs for 3, got it to go.
Nice look by Drew Bugs.
Drew Bugs starting to look very comfortable out there on the floor. Wasn't necessarily the case the first few ball games of the year. And here's a steal. The team leader in that category finishes the deal at the other end.
Well, he knew you were talking about Kanoy, so he said, finish that thought, finish that conversation, say how good I'm playing on both ends of the floor. Oh, no, that's not what you want to see.
And immediately after we were gushing about Drew Bugs making a couple of plays back-to-back, he limps off the floor, and that is scary. Anytime you see Drew Bugs, you see the impressive finish on the takeaway.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him.
Anytime you see him limping, it is something that is disconcerting because he has had to deal with so many knee and lower leg injuries over the last 2 years. Here's a steal by Hawaii. Running the break, Leland Green, nicely done, back from Sharif Dramé.
Good fast break by the Rainbow Warriors.
How do the Vulcans respond? It's Watry missing from the baseline. Offensive board, though, for Brook. Denham Brook has played well. Callahan in the lane, draws the whistle.
It looks like Jason Gu is overworking on Drew Bugs' left ankle.
Reapplying the tape.
Yeah, maybe he just did a little tweaking of that ankle.
He seems to be smiling a little bit as he's getting worked on, so doesn't seem to be in demonstrative pain. Yeah, but right by the clock here, the left ankle of Drew Bugs, he just stepped on Brook.
Yeah. Those are the kind of plays that drive you crazy. And you want to be angry at the other guy, but he has the right to be on the floor there, too.
It's almost amazing that that doesn't happen more frequently than it already does.
No question.
with all these size 15s and 16s out there.
Yeah, some people have larger feet than others. Yeah.
10 seconds to shoot on this possession. Steptoe finds Thomas at the elbow. With the right hand a little too strong, and then he touches it last out of bounds. Callahan able to turn the corner on Steptoe. Watchery for three.
Watchery's starting to look like he wants to compete in the second half.
His dad, Eric, was an NAIA All-American honorable mention at Azusa Pacific back in 1996. Watchery doing his thing here right now over there on Hawaii Island. Steptoe closed out. Almost turned it over. 3 seconds to shoot. Steptoe's going to have to let it fly. Tried to draw the foul. There was perhaps some contact there, but the officials not bailing anybody out. Ryan Wells, Danny Cota, Tony Colazzo, the officiating trio here on the floor at the SSC. And Ron Ganat, none too happy about that last possession.
Well, credit Hilo for doing a pretty good job defensively, forcing Rainbow Warriors to take a little too much time in their offensive set.
And finishing the defensive possession. That's such a key. Put in that kind of work for that long a period of time. Here's Brook trying to drive in on Gib Johnson. Draws the whistle. So a 5-0 run here by Hilo to try to see if they can make things interesting. And Denham Brook to the free throw line. Averaged 10 points and 7 rebounds last year for BYU Hawaii. Of course, program shutting down, so over to Hilo he goes. And he's going for 10 points, just under 6 rebounds per. Also the team leader in blocks, and we've already seen him disrupt a few shots up close for Manoa.
Yeah, he's got 2, I think, in this ball game.
And Jack Purchase coming in for Mike Thomas. Brook, whose Rangi Toto college team won the Auckland Premier League. It has made the North Shore of Oahu a home for several years now. Before moving over to the Big Island. Here is Green, right corner. His foot was on the sideline, stepped out. And so a 7-0 run for Hilo, and they have an opportunity to trim a little bit further into this deficit.
And for Hilo, all you want to do is just chip away at it, get it close so that by the end of the ball game, you're within a few points.
Manoa going 221 and counting without a score. So experiencing another drought. Steptoe, the drought ender. He did it the other night against Prairie View A&M. After a 12-plus minute field goal drought, it was Brock Steptoe who finally got them off the schneid. He does it again right here.
Brock has been the most solid guy for the Rainbow Warriors this year.
The steadying force of Brock Steptoe. Paranobis for 3 off the heel. And it's a little Brock going up and grabbing the rebound. Nice cut there by Purchase. Callahan got his hand in there. And a whistle against the Vulcans. Timeout on the floor. Manoa 48, Hilo 28.
Yeah.
Of course, the Toronto Raptors with their new general manager this season, Bobby Webster, a 2003 Iolani alum.
Yeah,
nice finish there by TREY Ingram.
He's A great GM,
oh,
huh?
boy. Oh, boy.
Iolani, everybody around here. Iolani.
It's the first time I've mentioned it tonight. For crying out loud. Here's Purchase for three. Got it.
All right, Jack coming through with the three-point shot. That's got to feel good for Purchase.
Yeah, he needs one of those streak buster and slump buster type of games.
He needs to knock down another one. Now, if I'm coming down the floor, I'm going right back to him. Callahan
for three. Can't answer. Rebound caroms to the sideline. Retrieved there by Johnson.
Come on, Brock. Come on back over here. Get it back to him. Get it back to
Johnson on the low post.
Right. Getting down low.
Seeing a little activity there from Gibson Johnson. He's moving well, fighting for position against Denham Brook, who has proven to be no pushover defensively. Ingram for three. He's got 12. On 5 of 11 shooting, 2 of 4 from downtown. Dramé left open for three. He answers. Make it 10 points for Sharif Dramé. 3 players in double figures for Hawaii. It's Mike Thomas with 13, Drew Buggs with 11. They're both on the bench currently, and Sharif Dramé with 10. Here's Watry for three. So what was an ice-cold start, what amounted to a rock fight through the first 4 or 5 minutes of the opening half here at the Stan Sheriff Center, has all of a sudden turned into a 3-point shootout in the last few minutes.
You saw Jack Purchase knock one down, and then Ingram responds with one, and Sharif Dramé saying, I can do it too.
57-36, Manoa. Steptoe gets to the paint, tried to send it into the corner, but lost control of it before he was able to deliver that pass. So it belongs to the Vulcans out of bounds. 12:41 left to play here in this interdivision in-state rivalry matchup, Hilo and Manoa. For the Vulcans, interestingly enough, this is an exhibition game. Does not count on their overall general record. For the Rainbow Warriors, however, it is an official game that will count on the wins and losses record.
Yeah, figure that out.
Steal by Dramé. Avea for three. Yes!
Good look for Samuta Avea. Nice jump shot from the corner.
And a Manoa team shooting 25% from the land of three coming into this game. They're at 53% here in this one, 7 of 13. So that is something that I'm sure will please the coaching staff as well as the fans here. Checking things out. Here's a takeaway, a steal by Jack Purchase ahead to Sharif Dramé. The long strides to the hoop. 6 consecutive made field goals for Manoa. And they've been able to build out this lead now, 62-36, 12 points for Sharif. Kevin Johnson hit glass first. Steptoe, deep three, splash!
Brock saying I have range.
Back the other way, Baranova's trying to force the issue, and a blocking foul called against Jack Purchase, but all of a sudden, it's raining threes here in the Stan Sheriff Center. Sharif Dramé in transition, one of 3 players in double figures for Manoa, and Brock Steptoe. How deep can you go?
Avea, 1 for 1. So as a team, they're shooting the 3-ball really well tonight.
Brandon Thomas trying to join the fun. Avea, a power offensive rebound, but couldn't follow it up.
Like his offensive board work, though.
He's got some serious spring off of the deck. And here he is on the steal. Running the transition. Bounce pass to Brandon Thomas. We'll bring it back up. Purchase. 3 on the way. Raimo with the offensive rebound. Purchase thought about it, then elected not to go for it. Raimo gets it up top to Avail with a show and go to Purchase. Left corner 3. Got it!
There you go. I like that. I like the fact that they went back to him, and I like the fact that he didn't hesitate and took that shot.
I mean, that has got to feel good just to see everyone go for Jack Purchase. 2 of 4 from outside the arc. But entered this game having only made 6 of 36. That 3-ball by Brandon Thomas just off. But you said it. The only way a shooter can really break a slump is just by shooting.
That's right. You got to just keep shooting it and keep believing.
Here's Baranobis. Looked good off the heel, though, and Steptoe able to take the rebound away from Cameron Howell. And now Hawaii will slow things down a tad and run some stuff. Vulcans without a field goal in the last nearly 4 minutes. Avea just inside the arc. You know, the knock on Samuta was that he didn't necessarily have a good-looking perimeter jump shot as Devin Johnson gets the and-1 foul on Thomas. But I think that we have seen he has worked awfully hard at that in the offseason. We have seen that his shooting has some promise.
Yeah, it does definitely has promise, and he's improved since he's been working out. And you like his work ethic thus far. He's got a lot of work to do, but he's got a lot of upside if he works hard.
A 7'1" wingspan, he tells us.
That's pretty incredible. Okay, Jack's feeling it. I like that. I like the fact that Jack has said, "Hey, I made 2. I can get my game back right here."
Deep 3-ball by Howell.
Howell can shoot it now.
He's now 2 for 2 from distance.
Yeah.
Hilo's made 7 threes on 17 tries. Hawaii 9 of 19 from out there. And we got a timeout taken by Manoa at the 8:11 mark of this second half. 68-43. Rainbow Warriors in front. We'll join them and take a timeout as well with Manoa leading Hilo. But the Vulcans trying to do what they can to hang around.
And the Rainbow Warriors, as they move up in competition, they're going to need Jack Purchase in his 3-point shooting. As you see, Avea with the challenge on the 3, and he's going to now be called for that foul, the 3-shot opportunity.
Yeah, looks back towards the bench because that is a no-no in the Iran Ganat School of Basketball. He does not like when players foul jump shooters. No coach really does.
Yeah.
But particularly on a 3, yeah. Perhaps a freshman moment there for Samuta as Cameron Howell goes to work on his 3rd free throw try. He's a good shooter, you can tell. Has not missed yet tonight. 2 for 2 from the field, 3 for 3 from the line. 7-0 run for Hilo, proclaiming that they are not done just yet, perhaps. Oh, but Jack Purchase underneath couldn't finish. The drop off by Raimo. He'll go to the line.
Good assist by Raimo. Jack's got to take this and flush it. He tried to do a little soft lay-in. That's the thing, you explode to the basket. And you throw whoever challenges you his fingers down into the rim, too.
Devin Johnson picking up his 4th foul, and Purchase knocks in the free throw. Shooting 46% from the free throw line as well. So, I mean, just peculiar shooting numbers this season for Jack Purchase.
Yeah, he's so much better.
I mean, proven to be better.
Yeah, so much better.
You have said it. It's not anything that is physical or fundamental.
No, it's not mechanics. It's just belief system.
Here's Cleo Kane into the game for the first time and quickly pulling the trigger, trying to get involved. That one dances off the rim. Under 7.5 minutes to play here. Purchase in traffic. Drop off to Raimo. Got blocked up top. Got fouled down low, though, by Cameron Howard. That's been there pretty much the entire night for Manoa.
Tough assist. And Howard had all balls except for he grabbed with the right hand before he went up and blocked it with the left.
So Zigmar's Raimo to the free throw line. Knocks it down. And Drew Buggs making his way back onto the floor. That's a good sign.
Yeah, one thing they can ill afford is to have Drew Buggs not able to give them some quality minutes going forward.
Buggs comes back into the game with 11 points, 5 rebounds, pair of assists. And the number that will bring a smile to Oranganot's face the most so far, 0 turnovers. Ingram leaves it for Brook. That was nicely done.
Good assist. Nice finish.
We'll have a whistle down along the baseline. When we talk about the quality wins here recently for Hawaii Hilo, but they've also had to deal with the conditions over there in wet and rainy Hilo. Torrential rains, wet floor conditions at the UH Hilo Gymnasium last Thursday forced the postponement of their game with Cal Baptist. Saturday's game with Biola was moved across the street to Waikea High School, and Monday's contest with Concordia was rescheduled to Civic Auditorium, the normal venue for the Vulcans. Still had a good turnout there. Here's Avea, left corner 3. It's good.
Yeah, Avea is looking really good. That short corner, confident shot. Nice to see him, and good execution by Manoa.
So that Cal Baptist game for the Vulcans been rescheduled to take place in February, part of a daunting California road trip for the Vulcans. Sandwiched in the middle of a 5-game in 10-day stretch for Hilo as they get another bucket to go. Brandon Thomas left alone. Unable to make the defense pay, though. Last touched out of bounds by Purchase. And the Vulcans down 24, 6:09 left. That might be a little too tall of a hill to climb, but you have to give them credit because this had a chance of really coming off the rails, and they've been able to steady the ship just a little bit here in the latter minutes.
You know, they're continuing to battle. You credit them for that, and credit Manoa for coming out in the second half and really continuing to play solid defense and forcing Hilo to take tough shots in their offensive sets.
Golden for 3. Little long there. Jared Roffler going sky high for the offensive board. He just checked in, 6'6" junior from Longview, Washington. Kane drills the 3. That is his first made triple of the season. And it's a 21-point differential. Make it 23 thanks to the quick response by Mr. Buggs.
Yeah, Drew Buggs is very effective going to the basket and is becoming more confident as he goes to the basket.
And that was a confident take right there by Trey Ingram.
Yeah, Trey Ingram said, hey, back at you, buddy. I'm coming at you.
So Buggs picks up his first, and Trey Ingram will go to the free throw line. Ingram coming over from St. Martin. So he played against Hilo several times in his career. In fact, dropped 19 against the Vulcans in November of 2016. Tonight's Jack Fact, holding the lead in crunch time. Hawaii is 5-0 this season when leading with 5 minutes left in regulation. The Bows are 40-1 under Oranganot when leading with 5 minutes left to play. Zach Busher. All right, I'm going to have to say it here, Artie.
Okay, where did he go to school? Let's ask you, where did Zach Busher go to school?
It's funny you should ask.
Yes.
He attended Iolani.
Oh.
6'3" junior, making his 3rd appearance of the season.
Iolani Red Raiders, is it? Or
it's just the Raiders.
Oh, the Raiders.
Just
the Red Raiders are Kahuku.
They're up on the North Shore.
Okay, it's the Raiders, Iolani Raiders.
Correct.
I just want to be certain.
Yeah, any knowledge you need to know on that front, you ask me. You let me know you're wondering. As Busher gets called for the violation. And now we get to see another local product, Anthony Canencia, 5'9" junior out of University High School, a Makakilo native. 2015 graduate of UHS, was the ILH Division II Player of the Year, and of course hoops runs in the blood.
That family, some great basketball players.
His dad, Randy, was an ILH Player of the Year. Brother Anson, most outstanding player of the D2 state tournament a couple years back. And Brooke finishing lefty. Brooks got 10 to go along with a couple of rebounds. Ingram, the leading scorer for Hilo, currently on the bench with 14. Here's Busher for 3. Canencia in transition. Loeffler, good kick, right corner 3 ball. Off the mark from Kane.
When you talk about this small college basketball in Hawaii with HPU and Chaminade and UH-Hilo, there will be another turnover by your Iolani.
Oh.
I just had to say, because he went to Iolani, you know. I'm sorry.
Another 3. Devin Johnson wrestles his way for the offensive board. Canencia tries a deep 3. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Had 6 total points to his name here so far through 7 games this season. Adds another triple. Avea tries to respond from the corner, unable to do so. Don't look now, but Hilo down 18. And that one batted out of bounds by Brandon Thomas.
Canencia knocks down a deep 3. And this is as far out as you can shoot it almost. That's Curry-like.
He was in Mo'ili'ili right there.
My. And I think it's going to be real competitive, the small college basketball this year.
Sure. I mean, Chaminade representing already at the Maui Invitational, coming away with that lopsided victory over Cal. I mean, you're talking about Cal of the Pac-12. Chaminade able to rack up their 8th all-time win in the Maui Jim Maui Invitational earlier this year. Anthony Canencia will pick up that foul. You had Hawaii Pacific University that had that phenomenal season a year ago. Of course, no BYU Hawaii anymore, and that just sort of feels strange still, right?
That makes sense to me.
Busher tearing down the lane.
Nice by Zach. Oh, Zach. Oh, Zach. I won't say it, but Zach Busher. Formerly of.
One team able to use both hands. Canencia trying to shake up Drame. Lost it out of bounds. Here is Zach Busher. This is legit right here.
Yeah, he goes up and under, uses the left hand. They teach that over down University Avenue to the left, huh? Nice move.
They teach some of them. I didn't learn it.
You would have stayed outside and shot it from deep.
Yeah, I didn't like to move around. Zach Busher, 2014 graduate of Iolani School, won the 2014 state title that year.
Got a rebound now.
11 to shoot. Ball never hit the rim. Here's Avea. Brandon Thomas lets it fly. Raimo somehow comes away with the offensive board, but he gets blocked by Kane. We'll have a whistle after the shot block, and it's going to go against Brandon Thomas. So Hilo, this is interesting, with 4 blocks in this game, 0 for Hawaii. Mano.
It's kind of interesting. Explain it.
I think the biggest takeaway, though, from this game for the Rainbow Warriors will be the fact that they were able to, among other things, hit 10 3-pointers. That's a season high. Shoot 41% from outside the arc. As Busher down along the baseline looking to relocate it, turns it over. Entering the week, Manoa was 343rd in the country in 3-point field goals per game and 347th in 3-point percentage. So a lot of room for improvement, and they were able to show a little bit of improvement from beyond the arc, at least here tonight. And you would hope that that carries over here for this team, as you see Cleo Kane with a nice finish for the Vulcans. Raimo down low, yes. Up next for the Rainbow Warriors on the 17th, that's Sunday, Utah Valley coming into the house, and that will be the final tune-up, if you will, before the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. Hawaii taking on Miami in the opening round, and the Hurricanes looking really, really good here so far this season.
People have been waiting to see a little more competitive game or a little better competition.
That's one of those careful what you wish for type of deals.
They are legit.
Busher a little long. There, Avea! The flush back!
Oh, yes.
7'1" wingspan with boosters. Taking care of business there. Burkhart will go to the free throw line.
Avea, he climbed, went up to the summit. Watch this now. Oh, yeah. That is a nice offensive putback. Good flush. That young man's got a bright future.
Yeah, the ceiling is higher than even he can reach at the moment, I think, for Samuta Avea.
I just hope he has the work ethic to go out and to really work on his game, because he's got a lot of work to do, but man, is the upside incredibly positive.
So the final seconds melting off of the clock here, and Eran Ganot will see his team improve to 6-2 on the season. Manoa remains unbeaten all time against Hilo, as the Rainbow Warriors take it 82-64.